Who's calling me now at this time of night? It sure is. Hello? Why are you in trouble, Gummy? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, he... Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good. The end... Okay. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end. Well, nothing for it but to get back to the office. We gotta do it. We gotta move back to the offices. What took... We went right here. We know who bought that spy camera? And this bear's what gave them away, pal. Pal? Figured out that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. Yeah, well, it was Edward's idea. But hold on, Pearl. Let him cook. Let him cook. Matt Engarde, I presume. Matt Engarde, of course. Matt Engarde, our client. But that, if that was added to the court record. Not yet. We have to talk. You sure you heard right. This person who bought this bear was... Yep. We got a credit card receipt for the purchase. This is a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Engarde. And the clerk even got a Mr. Engarde's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Engarde himself. The only way it works, pal. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. For now, I guess I can give these back to you for file away into evidence. There we go. There we fucking go! But the spy camera in Mr. Korea's room was Matt Engarde. Well, we're gonna find out in a bit. I bet that's not good enough for me. We need to know for sure, why did he have that room wiretapped? Which means we gotta talk to him. We gotta talk to Mr. Engarde. We got him. We might have him, but we do know he's not the killer because the Magatama told us so. Okay. Yeah, it's already past 10, dude. But we gotta have a talk. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? Sure they want to know. Let's talk. I'm gonna break you, you piece of shit. I'm gonna fucking break you. I'm gonna break your spine. Matt's secrets. Alright, now... Take that! This... Okay, it was the bear. Found Mr. Koreeda's room on the night of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from the fan. So, it's a present, dude. Actually kind of classy, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I hear it was quite expensive. Found inside this bear. The spy camera! Hidden inside this bear's eye. Maybe it's a really curious bear? Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter. Which means someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming the Mr. Koreeda's room. I guess one had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? It was you. It was just you. Don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Obviously, he knows you. How could you forget it's such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? The one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Engarde. If I didn't know how you work in court, I think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Do you have any proof you want to show me first? You have literal receipts. We brought receipts! From where you bought the stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from that is I spent $300. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This could be a toothbrush I bought at that one time. It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? If I don't know the whole truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? That's why you set this camera up yet. And what your secret is, of course. It would be strictly confidential. So, what are you gonna do now? I want to find out what you know, because I must. His room and found it in secret is... There's only one logical explanation. It's the only thing that makes sense. As it turns out, our client is the one who hired the assassin.
Take that!
What is this card? This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? Mr. Matt Engarde. I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because... it's the only thing that makes sense. You're the one who set up that camera. That means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So how? How would you know something like that? Because you were his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Engarde. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. Thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Hold a sec, I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Engarde. And this is the twist behind the final case of Justice for All. Our client for this case is absolutely 100% definitively the culprit behind the entire crime. He is, without a doubt, guilty. However, if we refuse to take him to court and get the acquittal, Maya will definitely die. So what does Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, do in this scenario where he knows for a fact that if he is successful at his job, an innocent person will be put to death for a crime that his client committed? What does he do? What does he do? Let's find out. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on. Let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? That is a good question. We still don't know why he did it. Why he hired Mr. the Killer. Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? Mr. Corrida had been able to give it, then Mr. Engarde's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's... Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used. Used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face. People will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin, too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me. Matt Engarde. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. Now, the reason the Magatama didn't work is because of exact wording. The question was, are you the killer? And technically, Matt Engarde is not the person who did the deed. That said, he hired the person to do the deed. So he is just as, if not more guilty than the actual assassin. However, because he technically didn't do the deed, the Magatama did not register that as a lie. Because it was the truth. He did not perform the actual murder. They killed Juan Carita. And you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. First who did the killing was that the killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Aw, but too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. You wouldn't want to test a killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something like that too, if memory serves. Of course. Well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. I love voicing bad guys. They're so fun. So what do we do now? Our client is the murderer, albeit not directly. And we still have to defend him. The starting line of this case. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Alright, Edgeworth. Let's get talking. Well, Wright, what are you going to do if you plan to chart on changing your strategy? That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. That's not something I can answer for you. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what being a prosecutor was. And that is why had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer. Matt Engarde, that man is really It doesn't matter who, every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcefully and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people would say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? He got us there. It's true. It's true. It's how we do it. That's because I believed in my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. If I were to get Engarde an acquittal, that's not a proper defense at all. Now, I should take a moment to say that a real lawyer would vehemently disagree with what Phoenix Wright just said. Because even the guilty deserve to have a fair trial and a good defense against charges brought against them. That is entirely, as Edgeworth pointed out, the basis of our justice system. Is that you, as a citizen of the law, have a right to a fair trial, no matter what the circumstances are. Which means guilty people have the right to a defense. And the right to have themselves defended in a court of law. Whether or not a lawyer, it's not an easy thing to say, but that is how law is supposed to work. Is you are supposed to have a defense against charges brought against you. You're supposed to legally be entitled to that. That's why they say if you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. It is a part of our system. Admittedly, I don't know if that's true in the Japanese defense system, but since this game is taking from both pretty liberally, we can say it applies here too. Now that does mean that lawyers will defend the guilty. That's just the way of things. And if they are doing their job, they are giving that guilty person the best defense they can. Because if a prosecutor can cheat out a guilty verdict for someone who is truly guilty, they can also do it for someone who is truly innocent. If the prosecution is confident enough in their case, they do not that the defense will wither under that scrutiny. Because they will have proven beyond a doubt that their case is sound. That is the basis on which our justice system is built, and that is why you're not supposed to press charges unless you have enough evidence to convict. But I'm not a lawyer. I'm a layman. You should ask an actual lawyer more about this. Just know that I'm pretty sure an actual lawyer would say that even a guilty person should have a defense. I don't even have a law. I've never even been in a law school, so what the fuck am I talking about? I shouldn't even be talking about this. This is not my jurisdiction. So I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain, which you can as a defense attorney. That is not untrue. People need lawyers. We don't like them, but we need them. Because when you are charged of a crime and you are innocent, you need to have an advocate. Someone who actually understands the law and can work it in your favor. Can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I'll still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Figure it out, dipshit. Right. Get a hold of yourself. You have it all wrong. We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. Always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francesca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. I don't believe you. You're saying that's why you left the prosecutor's office? Because you lost like a little whiny little piece of shit? Why come back? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, you will be powerless to change the ending of this story. I am sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Why are you holding my hostage for Mr. Engarde's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. This is what I like to call my aftercare. My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is a part of an assassin's duty. We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney. And to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. I believe I told you once before, however. My name is De Killer. Shelly De Killer. Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a De Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, it would be my duty as an assassin to see that she receives a nice long nap. Now then, if you'll excuse me. If someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. A meow? Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission. Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. I think I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Head for the Engarde mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. We are not going to finish tonight. That's not happening. I should have known. We're not finishing tonight.